Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kuli. So today we'll be I've made a video already on how to make a palazzo, a straight palazzo trouser, but I'll still take you along on how to make a perfect palazzo trouser. But this is a jumpsuit that we're making. It's just that it's the same thing. The only difference is that we'll be attaching the upper part to this. But just if you follow these formats now, everything I'm going to display here, you'll get a perfect palazzo. I've made a video already on how to do that. I'll still take you guys along. And this way too, you can also achieve a jumpsuit if you're making a jumpsuit and a palazzo trouser. I'll just make a straight cut palazzo trouser, but the jumpsuit that I'm going to make, I want it to have a wide leg, so I'm still going to slash these guys after showing you how to make a palazzo trouser. Then I'll slash it and make a jumpsuit, a wide leg jumpsuit for myself. So here is, I've gotten the lines already, but I'll take you through the lines. So you get your underbust. My underbust is 15. Then you don't just cut your underbust. Sorry, you're making a palazzo trouser. So here is my palazzo trouser. If you're making a palazzo trouser, remember that you'll be removing your band to get your hip length. So when you remove 2 inches for your band, or 1.5 inches, 1 inch, sorry, from 1.5 to 2 inches to 2.5 is okay, to 3 is okay, whatever you choose to do. So once you remove it, it depends on your height or how free you want it. If you are not that tall, then I'd advise you to use 9 inches, 9.5 inches for your hip location. But if you are a bit tall, you can use 10 inches for your hip location. So here I'm removing 2 inches to get your hip line. I've gotten it already. You know, this jumpsuit that we are making, but I'm just taking you the line. So I'll still show you if you're making jumpsuit. So you remove it to get your crouch line. Here is your crouch line. Sorry, your hip line. So when you remove, minus your 2 inches, minus your band, get your hip location. I use 10 for my hip location. Then for the crouch location, you have to, for you, because this is a free trouser, you don't have to make it to be tight on your crouch. You just have to give you a little bit fit so that it will not divide your so that it will not be too tight on your crouch. So you just have to mind. So you will do your hip. My hip is 44. So 44 divided by 4, you should have like 11 inches. Is it not 44 or 45? You should have like 11 inches. So my hip divided by 4, that is to get your crouch line. You can take the measurement of your crouch, but I don't take measurement. This has been working for me. It works perfectly well for me, so I don't need to take my crouch measurement. But if you know that you don't want this method, you can use your own method of taking your crouch measurement. So here I'm removing, so my hip is 44, that is divided by 4 is 11. Then for me to get a free crouch, I'm going to add 1 inches to that 11 inches, that is 12. That is my crouch length now is 12. That is my crouch location. So I'm still going to minus that 2 inches to mark my 12, for my crouch location. This is what I have. And another thing now is to minus your this thing also, your pant, to get your knee length. My knee length is 19, so here is it. So that's also, you have to minus your also to get your full length. So my full length, like you choose ever what's your full length. So my full length is 42. Then you add your allowance, swing allowance. That is just it for this. So the next thing now is to take your hip measurement. So here on your hip line, you take your hip measurement. My hip measurement is 11. So this is 11. So I'm going to add 1 to 1.5 inches allowance. 1 to 1.5 inches allowance. So here is the allowance. The next thing is to get your crouch. The next thing is to take your crouch measurement. For you to get your crouch measurement, that is your crouch extension. You also divide your hip again by 4. That is that 11. If you divide your 40, your main hip, your round hip, which is around 38 to 40 inches to 50 inches, once you divide it by 4, whatever you get again, you divide it by 4 again. So that 11 inches now, I'm still going to divide it by 4. That's to get my crouch extension. That's to determine the amount that you're going to. So when I divided it, I have 2.75. So here, at least this line can contain my 2.75. Sorry, you take it. So this line now, this is your hip line. You're going to extend it to your crouch, then up to your waist. That your hip allowance, you're extending it to your crouch line down to up to your waist. Here is your waist. So here is the crouch line. So I'll get my 2.75. So here is my 2.75 here. So you will do a curve. Here you will determine the amount of curve. So I'll go up by ½ inch. Then I'll draw a line. You can use your curve rule. I prefer doing this with my free hand if I'm standing very well. So here I'm not really that relaxed. Don't make it to be too curvy because this is not a made pant that you're making. So just slant it. I'm not standing very well, so just slant it. Don't curve it too much. And see if I'm cutting it out, I'll see get it correctly. So the next thing, you have gotten your crouch extension and you've drawn your crouch line. So the next thing is to measure the total amount from that your hip side, from this side, measure to that your crouch extension. Measure what you have here. Whatever you have, I have 15.5. I'm not dividing 15.5 by 2. So just to get the midpoint, that is where you take your, what is it called, your thigh measurement. So whatever you have here, you take it down. That is if you want to get a straight palazzo. You take it down to your knee, then the half of, then you take it down to your hemming, that is down to your full length. So this is what I have. Then I'll connect the lines if I want. That is to just get a perfect straight cut, a perfect straight palazzo. But I won't be needing this nail line, and also, but I'm just taking. And if you want to make a pencil trouser, this is still another format like this line that I'm getting now. It's still a good format for you, a good method for you to do that. So the next thing now is to take my thigh measurement. My thigh is 25. So 25. Your hip is divided. You divide your hip by 4, your waist by 4, but your thigh you divide by 2. Your knee you divide by 2. So look at what I'm going to do now. So my thigh is 25. 25 divided by 2. I will have 12.5. But I'm going to add 1 inch sewing allowance. 1 inch sewing allowance. So I'll have 13.5. So this is 13.5. I'll have 13.5. But here, due to your lap is 2, your thighs are 2, and for you to get it perfectly, you have to divide it. You have to divide this 2. You have now to divide that 13.5 by 2 again, so that one measurement will go to this side, the other one will go to this side, because we have divided it already. You just have to divide your thigh measurement. Then when you add your allowance, my thigh measurement is 25. 25 divided by 2 is 12. I added 1 inch allowance, that is 13.5. So that 13.5 now, I want to share it between this thigh and this thigh. I'm going to share it between these two people. So I'll now divide that 13 again by 2. So that 13.5, I'm dividing it by 2 again. I have 6.75. So just at the middle, you place that 6.75 here, so that you give here 6.5 and give here 6.5, making a total of 13.5 when you join it together. So here is my 6.75. But before doing your thighs, you can just take it directly on your crouch line. But I like coming down by 3 inches. This gives it a perfect fit. It gives a perfect fitting. So I'm going down by 3 inches. That is for my thigh. From the crouch line, from your crouch line, you go down by 3 inches. That's to get a place to take your thigh measurement. So this is the 3 inches. That is where I'm going to take my. Instead of taking it on your crouch line, you go down by 3 inches. So here is my 3 inches line. I'll place my 6.75 there to get 6.75 here, and here also I'll get 6.75. That is 13.5. You give this place 6.75. You give this place 6.75. Hope you are getting what I'm saying. And please, if you are enjoying this tutorial, please give us a like and a share. Drop a comment to encourage me. So once you are done doing that, you bring that. Here is the 6.5 line. You bring it down. You bring that your crouch line to make that your 6.75 this way. See, as you can see, our trouser is coming out already. The next thing is to take your hip, your waist measurement. You know, if it's trouser, they have skirt waist and your normal waist, your gown waist. So your skirt waist or your trouser waist is always bigger than your gown waist. So here, if you're making a palazzo, you should take your skirt waist. If you're making a trouser, you should take your skirt waist. If you're making a jumpsuit, you should take your skirt waist. Gown waist. So here I'm taking my gown. So here I'm taking my waist. Just take your waist if you're making it. So my waist is 32. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Is 8. So I'll mark my waist. I'm not going to add a dart to mine. But if you want yours to have a dart, I'll show you how you can achieve that dart. So the next thing is to add your allowance. I'm going to add 1.5 inches allowance to this also, to the waist part also. So I'll draw a line to meet my hip. Here you don't really have to curve the line like you are, as if you are curving a dress or a skirt. You don't have to really curve your hip that much. So here I'm going to give my hip I'm not going to make it so to come out so curvy and all that. I'm not giving it that hip curve to come out, to have that hip curve, because if you give it that hip curve, you'll notice that your hip will look curvy and all that. So the next thing, I will bring it down to this place. Then I will take it from there. I'll not take it to this line. So from that, this thing from the hip, I'll take it down to meet that 6.5. So I'll take it to meet that 6.5 this way. So here's what I have for you. Take it from this part. So the next thing is to take your round nail measurement, but I don't need my round nail measurement because I don't want it to be tight. Even if you take it straight to this place, it will work. But if you want to take your round nail measurement, fine. But just know that if you take your round nail measurement, it may not really be a palazzo because you don't need to be tight there. So the next thing, if you want to add a dart to yours, from here you get your nipple to nipple. So my nipple to nipple is 4. That is 8 divided by 2. You have 4. So that is 4. So you determine your dart length. You can use 5 to 6. So here I'm using 6 inches dart length. Remember, I'm just showing you in case you want to add a dart to your palazzo, but I'm not adding a dart to my palazzo. So this is what you have. This is what you have. So here you take half inch. You take half inch in and half inch out. Then you connect it to that. You connect it to that line. You should have something like this. I'm not placing it very well. So you should have something like this. So if you have something like this, here's the line. If you're making it that. Remember that once you take your dart, you have to replace that 1 inch. So you replace it here. Replace your 1 inch. But you know that I'm not using this. So the next thing now is to take this. The next thing is to take this. You can instead of taking your knee measurement, you cannot determine the wideness here. You cannot determine how wide you want it. You can measure your round foot. So measure your round foot to determine how wide you want it to be at your foot. So my round foot is 20. 24 divided by 2. 24 divided by 2. You have 12 plus 1. That is 13 now. 13 divided by 2. I'm going to share the way I shared the tie. 13 divided by 2. I have 6.5. So I'll take 6.5 here. I'll give this place 6.5. And I'll also give this place 6.5. That is if you want it to cover your foot and be round, like just to get your exact foot measurement. This is it. You can still make it right if you want it, but this will give you a round perfect. I don't know if you've seen some trousers, they just fall straight on the floor. So this is, you need that foot measurement. So from this line now, I'll connect it to that foot measurement. I don't know if I'm getting this. You know that my standing position is not always with because of the way I'm taking the video. So I don't know if the line is perfect, but I should have something nice this week. That's why if I'm cutting, I'll always correct if there's any mistake. Okay, so this also, you take it from this line to that line also. From this line to that line also. I'm just trying to make it straight and bold. So this is fit. This way you can make your perfect palazzo, your perfect jumpsuit. So this is for your palazzo, and this is also for your jumpsuit. Don't mind this is my crouch. I'll connect it very well when I'm cutting it, but at least make yours perfect. If you're cutting, you are in a good standing position. So this is what we have now. This is what we have. This palazzo will fall very well. It will look very okay on your body. So this is it. You can just go ahead to cut it out. There's no need for any this thing again. So this is it. So you just go ahead and cut it out when you're done with the palazzo. I don't slant, but if you feel that you want to give yours a slant, you can go down by ½ inch, by 1 inch or so. But I don't do this slanting stuff. But you can do it if you like, but I don't do it. And it comes out, it will still be perfect for me. It still comes out perfect for me. So there's no point slashing it. So I'm going to still add maybe 1 inch to this because I really want this to flow very well on the floor. So I really want this to flow on the floor. So this is what we have here. This is it. So I'll do this and show you how you can cut the back. It's just the same thing. It's just the same thing. So here is it. I'll just cut it out.
So guys, I've gone now to cut the pattern on my fabric. I've cut it on my fabric. I'm using 3 yards of fabric for this for the palazzo or jumpsuit. Should I say jumpsuit? But really the slashing consumed a lot of material. So for the palazzo, this is the palazzo that we are doing, but you can also use this for your jumpsuit. So you just place it, make sure that everything is equal, like aligns very well, and make sure you leave enough space for your back crouch extension for the back. So after placing everything and everything comes out equal this way, you at your crouch you go down by ½ inch, then you extend it your back crouch by 2 inches. Then this, I'm just marking the knee line, then you connect it to your knee line, connect the back crouch to your knee line. Then after that, as your waist, that's the back crouch waist, you go in by 2 inches, then do your butt lift. I went up by 1.5 inches, depends on how big your butt is. But this is this, if it's for a jumpsuit, you don't need to go below higher than that 1 inch, 1.5 inches. So after that, I measure to get the hip because I'm going to add a zipper to this. Just so after that, the crotch line, you mark 1 inch for your zipper allowance, then you connect it to your hip line. That is the reason why you have to mark out the hip, for you to know where to stop your zipper. So the next thing is to replace that 2 inches that you went in with. After replacing it, I marked out the hip, the crouch, for me to know. So at the hip line, you also replace it by 2 inches. The crouch line, you mark 1.5 inches. Then the full length, you mark 1 inch. Then you connect it slantly. You do your slant curve. Then connect all your lines, your 2 inches to 1.5 inches to 1 inch. So that is basically it, guys. So I'm just rushing this video for it not to be too long. So in my next video, that is the part 2, the sewing part, I'm going to show you how you can add your pockets and how you can add your band. But the full video of this is going to come out as a jumpsuit, so don't be surprised, but it's just the same method. But if you want to know how to do the jumpsuit part, you just have to drop a comment, then I'll post a video on how you can achieve the jumpsuit. But this will come out very well, even though I slashed it. So you just cut out, I'm just showing the way you can cut your zipper part. So when you are cutting it from that 1 inch, my standing position may not be really okay. So when you get to your hip part, you have to go in a little and slash it. Sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, I just needed to do that for me to cut it. So sorry guys, but that is the way to cut it. So you do your slant, the next thing is to cut the remaining part, and that is just cut the remaining part, and that is it. On how to cut a perfect straight palazzo trouser. This will come out really well if you follow this method. It's very simple and easy. So I will drop the part 2 on how to join it, how to cut the band and the pocket. Thank you.